That's a bit loud, isn't it? Alright, so this is a game that I made. It's about 80% complete, and I don't really think I'll be able to actually finish it anytime soon. Unless, of course, I got... Where are they? Well, I got 3 hard drives that came out of an old computer that I was making this on. Right, these hard drives, I'm not even sure if they work anymore or not. The computer itself died, so I tried to salvage the hard drives. I have yet to be able to actually get, like, anyone to help me extract them or whatever. Which kind of sucks, because there is a better version of this on one of them. I don't know which one. Anyway, I thought I'd show this off just a little bit. It's on Game Jolt right now. Dream Cherry. Just look it up if you want. Controller support. Turn it down just a little bit. Alright, look, I'm not gonna make you read all that. It's a platformer. It's very much a platformer. Just standard side scroller. I made this in Game Maker 8, actually. This is before they even became Game Maker Studio. Alright, so yeah. All of the graphics and all of the character design and programming, and wow, that's not... I'm gonna mess with it. There's a floor there. Just take my word on it. Whatever. This ain't supposed to be the most professional video. I can't see the floor, really. Oh well. I did water physics. This is like over a decade of work right here. Well over a decade. I started this on like a Windows 2000 computer. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. Obviously, it wasn't. I was just living not the best life. I'm coding over. I don't care. I wanted to make a game that was very much reminiscent of the kind of games that I grew up with and really enjoyed playing. I grew up with the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo. The Sega was mine. It was my birthday present and it was mine. The Super Nintendo was the family. You don't have to read all that. Remember what John Carmack said about story in video games. I'm not going to repeat that here, but it's getting a little choppy, isn't it? So yeah. Jump on that big old reset button. I thought this was kind of clever. It's literally a reset button. Still hear my controller clicking. This piece of crap right here. That's what I got. I did have... Well, I don't want to bring it out. I'm going to start a new game here. Actually, that works surprisingly much. If you want the story, just play it yourself. Alright, Overmac. I actually made this in like a week. I made most of the levels, and for a while the game was just going from level to level, but I thought I wanted more of an exploration concept to it, so I started working on this. By the way, all these graphics I made in Microsoft Paint, actually. Specifically, the XP Microsoft Paint. Even when I upgraded to Windows 7 and then now Windows 10, because that's what this laptop has, I still use XP Paint. You can download it from probably Microsoft's webpage. It's the one that I'm used to. I'm an old dog. You can't teach me new tricks. Actually, I'm trying. What's the program that I downloaded lately? Oh yeah, Gale. Gale, that one looks really good for pixel art. There's 2 whole videos on YouTube of someone playing this. One of them was a streamer. The other one was a guy who don't hardly get any views whatsoever. Not like my influence is gonna count. I'm getting like 2-3 views per video and I'm never satisfied with my own creations, so very hard on myself there. Look at that. Look at that. The fish swim away. That's some Battlefield physics right there. Some advanced AI, I know. It was so difficult. The birds are already in the background. Also, this water just kind of floats in its own cube. Does not care about the background or the foreground. It's a video game. Don't overthink it. It's a video game. Getting just a little bit emotional because of this, because I mean, this was my project. This was my baby. If I ever get the chance, all I need is enough money to get the newest version of GameMaker. Because 8 won't work properly on Windows 10, and I really, really hate that kind of thing. I'm saving that. I tried to stick as closely as possible to how a NES game looks in place. Now keep in mind, I started working on this before, you know, the whole indie 8-bit retro thing was even a thing. You can look at this and go, it's pretty cliched, but it wasn't back then. Now obviously Cherry Boy himself has more than 3 colors for his sprite. Every sprite needs 3 colors in order for it to look right. And this is from an actual like NES palette. I tried to be as authentic as possible while still just adding some quality of life improvements. I never could figure out how to get the D-pad to work, so it's just joystick, but that's fine. Can't jump over that. That's not even a particle effect or anything, that's just raindrop objects, if you know how GameMaker works. I'm surprised that the engine is having no trouble running this with all that rain going on. tried not to oversaturate the game with effects like that. Boss battle. Coming up. I only made 3 bosses in this game so far, and like 17 levels. There's actually a platform there. You just can't see it because I am not the best at this. But I have the window open on the other side, so I can see it. But there is a bit of a jumping platform challenge going on there. But yeah, if I can get a newer copy of Game Maker Studio, I can probably start making a much better version of this. Probably with more SNES looking graphics. You're pretty much seeing how this works. Yeah, you melt the ice with the fire power-up. There's 2 more power-ups. One of them I think is kind of... I don't know, I couldn't really figure it out. It's an ice cuber. You hit the enemies with the ice cube, there's the save button. With the ice star, and they turn into ice cubes. And the original idea was that you can use them as platforms. But I couldn't quite get that to work right. Alright. So yeah, for a first boss, this one's... you have to hit him with his little dudes. Come here, little dudes. They can sit still and he can run into them. The purple powder is supposed to indicate that they're releasing spores because they're mushrooms. So that's why even when they're sitting still, they can still hurt. Even though he's also a giant mushroom, that's the same. Don't think about it too much, it's a video game. Get them coins. Alright. Oh. Monkey, there he is. I'm just hoping to try and maybe get this game just a little more exposure, because like 12 whole people in the world have ever played it. I feel like it's a shame. This isn't some ego trip either. Like I said, I'm very hard on myself when it comes to this kind of thing. Just making this video right now, it feels like I'm opening myself up to all kinds of ridicule. Someone's gonna be offended by like the mushroom dudes or something. Like that's actually a racist symbol in Norway, I think, or something, I don't know. Ow. Bombs. The most satisfying ones to use. Eye clops. Those are the bats. They have one eye and they flop. They're eye clops. Fly clops. That's what I call them. Let me see if I can fix this just a little bit more. I'd rather... I don't know, the most professional editing possible. Now you can at least see the get the cherry thingy. Alright, so, this door here, can't get through there yet. Originally, I wanted this level to have the overmap to have kind of similar controls to Zelda 2. If you ever played that, and it has the kind of RPG-ish grid movements. But it's not even that it's hard to program or anything. I just decided to give you a little more freedom of movement. And there are hold on, I forgot. There are secrets. Go down here, a little question mark comes up. Hey, what's in here? Now you're in a cave. In the newer build, there are a few more secrets. And this is a laptop, so I can't hook up the other hard drives to this. That's a bit weird. Back up. So the original idea was these secrets had, you'll see here in a second, big old blue button. You hit it, and it's pushed, and you're like, huh, what about that? Then you just go out, and you're like, I don't know what that was about, but if I find more and hit all the buttons, then maybe something will happen. I never programmed anything to happen yet. Alright, move over here. It's kind of hard to see past myself. I'm actually surprised that I can use the OBS screen capture to actually play the game, and there's like no input lag. The game's window itself is like this small, but that's only because it's not in full screen. I think you can actually, well, it actually does work that way. I can... You hit F4, it goes to full screen. That's kind of how Game Maker did. Which one do you fall down? That one. Doesn't really matter, that one just had more stuff. He's up there so you can't kill him. You can't accidentally kill him before the dialogue box. There's a portal. Jump in. Suddenly desert level. Trying to add variety to this. There's a few things I wasn't able to add to this game, like moving platforms, jump through platforms, all of this music is from 8bitpeoples.com. I didn't really ask for permission, but I never intended to sell this game to begin with. I think a few of the songs in this game are actually in Retro City Rampage also. Here's the thing, there's secrets up there, and there's the end right here. It's not really secrets, it's more of a do you want to risk it? I'm gonna risk it because I've done this a billion times. Risk well worth it. Alright, look, I'm gonna skip ahead. I'm not trying to make this a full playthrough, at least not now. Skip ahead. That's a debug option I was going to program out of this game eventually. Another desert level? You want to look at that? Sure, why not? Dusty Desert, very clever. I know. I'm the world's greatest writer. Yeah, the sound effects I actually made in Famitracker. Here's a ice level here. Ice power up. You can freeze your enemy and then knock him over so that he can go and kill the other enemies, which turned out a lot more useful than I thought it would be at first. But originally I was going to also have you be able to use them as platforms to get to secret areas. I really can't tell you all of the artists for this music off the top of my head. Dude, it's been so long. I really can't remember. I'm remembering Rainbow Dragon Eyes, but I don't think I used any of their music. There was Vert, which did some more of the Konami NES sounding music. Oh, Mr. Spastic, he did the first level's music in this game. I mean, he didn't do it for this game. I said I just kind of found the MP3s and they fit so perfectly. If you watch some of my first couple videos, they start out with some music that I've written quite a long time ago. My throat. Actually, I think the Ninja Turtle one has a newer song that I wrote but is not yet finished, but I thought would still be cool for a quick loop at the beginning of the video. But the style of music that I make doesn't necessarily fit in with a game like this. And usually when I try and do chip music, it's more of like ambient stuff. And this game is like an action platformer. It needs something that's more, you know, active, more driving. And the music that I found on 8-Bit Peoples just fits so perfectly. At one point, I think I started making levels to go with the music. Oh, it would be so awesome if I could get the actual creators to make original pieces for this. I'm gonna show you another secret. Here we go, the tree. Ow. Pro tip, those guys take 5 hits to kill. You get too close, they chase you. I learned Game Maker when I was supposed to be doing school. I was messing with Game Maker back when it was version 6. Through less than legal means, of course. That was back when a full copy of Game Maker was like 20 bucks. I'm not even kidding. And no one's hardly ever even heard of it at that time. But it was my dream. it was my dream to make video games, and it still is. It would be so cool if I could do this for a living. Now, it took me almost a decade to make what you see here. And it's not because, you know, I couldn't do it faster. It's because, A, I didn't want to rush it, you know? You don't want to rush art. This is an indie game here. I'm not trying to make some big corporation a ton of money. I ain't working for EA or nothing. And B, I just like to procrastinate, quite honestly. Sometimes I get lazy. Ooh, see. Mostly anyone who plays that's a bit trollish enemy placement, I'll admit. Most people will take at least one hit trying to get past that. That was weird. So pretty much all the power-ups are one-hit kill. I set the bomb look just a little bit off. I don't know, maybe it's the speed of the explosion. I don't know. Very hard on myself, like I said. So, I said look it up on GameJolt, but, you know, it's a YouTube video, I'm gonna provide a link in the description if you want to see it, if you want to try this game out for yourself. I would really appreciate honest input. Do you like this thing? Do you not like this part? Is this level too hard? Is this one too easy? You know, that kind of thing. Some graphical improvements maybe. What am I doing? There's invincibility right there. I wanted to add more power-ups, but I think 3 is enough. I don't want the game to be so overcomplicated. At least not this one, because I did want to make an actual sequel eventually. That was going to be more of a SNES look to it. And, you know, it was going to do the whole sequel thing where it was bigger, badder, better, that kind of thing. Excuse me. Alright, I'm skipping this. No! Boss battle. I'm gonna show this one real quick. This is Cookie, which is a character I made actually long before I even made Cherry Boy. And the idea going on here was this was gonna be kind of in the middle of his game. He was gonna have a spin-off game, or like a side game, a sister game, I guess. I don't really know. I don't know how you would describe it. But basically right now, he's just defending this castle which he spent pretty much an entire game getting himself. So now after a fight, that's my voice. That's my voice. Ow. His gameplay was he did the punch. If you've ever played like Alex Kidd and Miracle World on the Sega Master System, crap. You know, his game was very much heavily inspired by that game. Alright, look. I'm stuck. F2. Yeah, F2 to skip levels. I want to show one more level here, and this is the spooky level. Also, you cannot go around. Everything's on a grid. You're just big enough. Your hitbox is just big enough that you can't get around this stuff. So, sometimes, you know, a thing leads you. I think that Mr. Spastic did this song. Alright, zombies. Obviously zombies. What else you gonna have in a graveyard, huh? They just come out of the ground, then you hit them, then you can knock their heads around the same way you can do this. You got a little spirit come out. You're saving them. They're cursed inside their body. The game doesn't explain that, but that's how I like to think about it. Rest in peace. And now I have ghosties! I didn't really know what that was. I just seen it on like animes and stuff. That's like half the stuff. I now pretty much know that it's yokai. But back then I just liked the aesthetic. But there's like a certain Japanese wackiness, or whatever you'd call it, to this game anyway, so... Boom! Boom! Platforming. You need these. Alright, usually you would program like a floating enemy that goes up and down like that with like sine wave or cosine or whatever. But I don't know nothing about that. What I did actually was just have them reverse directions up and down when it gets to a certain speed. I am not the most mathematically inclined person. I mean, I'm mathematically inclined enough to actually program, like, all these physics and stuff, but... like, calculus and stuff? No. But there is plenty of algebra in this game, though. Running it. Mainly just in the physics. Boom. In the newer version that may or may not still exist on the hard drives. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you held onto your bombs for this long. In the newer version that's on the hard drive that may or may not still work, I had a few extra graphical things to help sell the NES look. The scan line effect was a whole lot better. It had a very subtle flicker look that wasn't, you know, it wasn't alienating or anything, but it helped it look better. And also the sprites themselves would flicker. Z-buffering, I think is what you would call it. Where it was simulated. When two sprites overlap each other, they'd start, you know, fighting. for which one gets to be on top, and it was kind of a simulated thing that I did, and I thought it looked really cool. And it's too bad that I can't show that. The next world is Ice World. I'm not going to be doing that. If you want to play this game yourself, you can do it. You already know that the F2 button is for skip level if you want. Normally, I wouldn't really condone that, but this game's not even complete, so... I will warn you, the last level in this demo is a little... edgelord-ish, I think? I don't know. I was getting into, like, creepypasta stuff for a while. That's when that kind of stuff was happening. And I was like, I want to put that in my own game. So there's some, it's not, it's just, it gets kind of dumb. It's not scary specifically or anything. And also it was meant to get a lot more personal. Like as far as the creator and the creation, that kind of thing is concerned. I don't know, maybe I'm being too hard on myself, but I find it a bit cringy now. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like this, please give it a download. Please say in the comments, maybe if you like this game, if you don't like this game, if there are things that could have been improved or whatever. If you're interested, if enough people are interested, or even if there's like 2 whole people who want to play this some more, if I ever get a chance to check out the hard drives, I will make an update video and I will continue on this game. But until then, it's just gonna have to be left at this. Just for now, this is what it's gonna be. Anyway, again, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later.